Hello everyone, this is Shruti Saxena Das, and in today's video we are going to discuss about data compression. It is one of the major function of presentation layer, which is the sixth layer of OSI model. So today we are going to discuss about data compression techniques. So data compression, basically this data compression is the art of representing information in a compact form. Whatever information you want to transfer or you want to deal with, whether it is your text or you have some audio clip or video clip. So if you want to transfer that information, it will be better if you'll compress it. Okay, so by compressing it, first thing, that storage will be reduced. Secondly, the transmission time will be reduced. Okay, so that is the main purpose of using data compression. So data compression is the art of representing information in compact form. Basically it deals with the encoding information. Okay, and like you should represent your file, whether it is data, text, or it is audio or video. If you can represent it using fewer bits, then that will be known as your compression technique. And this data compression makes the transfer of data relatively easy by reducing the size. If you are following these videos, my videos, then you must have seen that in the initial videos the size was quite large. So because of the size, because like the videos which I have uploaded earlier, my initial videos, like average time was like 25 minutes, and the size was like 3 GB to 4 GB, because I was not compressing it, so it was in uncompressed form. But when I started compressing videos, the same time, 25 minutes, still after compressing also the time will be same, because we are not trimming the video, we are not reducing the data. What we are doing, we are just representing it with less number of bits. Data compression doesn't mean that you have to reduce the data. Okay, we are not going to trim the data. In data compression, you have to represent it using less number of bits. So the same video file, which was of 25 minutes, now this can be reduced using compression techniques to like 250 MB or 200 MB. Okay, so this will be in compressed form. So that is the thing, that if you are compressing it, your size will become less. And if the size is reducing, if you are reducing the storage space for the same file, then obviously your data transmission will be much better. It will take less time, it will save your time. So these are your advantages which I have discussed, that if you are compressing at any file, compressing means that if you are representing the same file using less number of bits. Okay, here you need to remember it, that we are not talking about trimming or reducing data. Okay, we are talking about that how can we represent the same data using less number of bits. So remember this thing, that data is represented in form of bits. So you have to use some method in which the same data can be represented by using less number of bits. So remember this thing, we are not trimming, we are just reducing it and representing it by less number of bits. So why we are doing this data compression? As I said, the first thing will be storage. Okay, it will reduce the storage space to store a particular file. So same video file which was of 3 GB, now it is of 250 MB. Fine, after compression. So first thing, your storage space will be reduced. Second thing, your data transmission rate will be better. Okay, data, it will save time which will be required in transmitting your file. Fine. So these two are the major purpose for which we are performing data compression. Okay, so basic diagram of this one is that whatever input data you are having, okay, whether it is your text, audio, video, whatever data you are having in uncompressed form, that will go into encoder. Okay, see what is the main purpose of encoder? Here the data compression takes place. Here we are going to use some encoding algorithm which will take the message which is in uncompressed form and it generates the compressed representation of this message. Okay, that is the main purpose of using encoder. And by using this encoder or some encoding algorithm in this, we are going to convert the input data which was in uncompressed form to this compressed form. So compressed output will be generated. Okay, and when this data will be received, okay, when this will be received, then this will go into decoder at receiver ends. So decoder, what is the main purpose of using decoder? Decoder basically what it does, it converts the compressed data which you have received after encoding. So the compressed information it will receive and it will convert it into the original message. Okay, so after this you'll get the output, original output. This will be your original output. Here you need to remember that here at this point your data compression is taking place. And here what is happening? The compressed data is converted into the original form. Okay, so that is what happening here. And you need to remember two terms: encoding algorithm, which will be used here. So encoder will use encoding algorithm. It will take the uncompressed form and convert it into the compressed output. And decoding algorithm will be used at decoder. What will be the purpose of using this decoding algorithm? It will take the compressed output and convert it into the original message. Okay, so that is the main purpose. So this is the diagram which you need to remember. And encoding algorithm will be, it is used in encoder to take the uncompressed message and convert it into compressed form, and decoding algorithm is used in decoder okay, to take the compressed message and convert it into the original message. Fine. Now you need to remember certain terms. Basically your level of compression is expressed using these terms. So we'll discuss about these terms. Okay, so level of compression is expressed as the first one is your compression ratio. So what is your compression ratio? Compression ratio is the ratio of compressed size so compressed size of the file to original size. So whenever you are compressing any file, if you'll take the size after compression and you'll take the ratio of this compressed size with the original size, then you'll get the compression ratio. Like in this case which we discussed about this one in this video, earlier it was of 3 GB, that means 3000 MB, and later it was of 250 MB. So compression ratio for this particular video will be 3000 upon 250. So when you'll solve this, you'll get the answer as 12. Fine. So that will be the compression ratio. Now the second term which will be used will be bit rate. Bit rate basically represents the average number of bits per some basic unit of data. So average number of bits per some basic unit of data, like if suppose we are talking about text, then we'll talk like bits per character. Okay, text must be consisting of characters, so we'll talk like bits per character. If suppose we are talking about audio, then it will be bits per second. Okay, so bit rate, we are going to talk about bit rate in terms of average number of bits per the unit of data. If you are taking text, then the unit will be character. If you are taking audio, then the unit will be second. Then one more thing you need to remember, that when you are encoding this data, input data, then the time taken by this encoder is known as compression time. Okay, it will be in millisecond. So time taken by encoder to compress any data is known as compression time. Compression time means time taken by encoder to compress the data. And likewise, decompression time will be time taken by decoder. Time taken by decoder to decompress the data. Fine. Now the next thing is, what are the types of this data compression? So data compression, basically it is of two types. First is lossy and the second one is lossless. Lossless and lossy. There are two types of data compression. First is your lossless and lossy. So it can be lossless and it can be lossy. So what are these types? In case of lossless, data is not lost. Okay, as the name suggests, here in case of lossless data compression, the data is not lost. So no data is lost in this case. Okay, and if you are compressing any data using lossless technique, then the exact copy will be created. So exact replica will be created in case of lossless data compression. Okay, then the next thing is that here, how will you achieve compression? How will you reduce the size if the data is not lost, and if we have to create the same replica even after reducing the size? So the basic thing over here is that we need to remove the redundant data. Okay, redundant data is removed. Remove redundant data that can be reconstructed again. Okay, that can be reconstructed. So how this data will be reconstructed? We can reconstruct the same data from the data that is kept. Okay, so we can remove the redundant data. And this technique, this lossless technique is basically used for, it is most common in compressing text. So it is common for text compression. So this is about your lossless technique, that if you are using lossless data compression technique, then data won't be lost, exact replica will be created, and basically it is done by removing the redundant data. So if suppose the frequency of a particular character is more compared to other characters, so what we can do, we can give that particular character some less number of bits. Okay, we can represent the most frequent occurring character by less number of bits as compared to the other characters. So we can use some techniques like this, and so this is your lossless technique. It is most common in text compressions. The next technique is your lossy. In case of lossy technique, lossy data compression, here if you compare it with lossless, here I said that data is not lost, but here in case of lossy compression, some information is lost. Okay, some information is lost. The second thing, here we discussed that exact replica is created. Whereas in case of lossy, as some information is lost, that's why we cannot say that exact replica is created. So exact replica is not created. Okay. Then the second thing is, like here we discussed that we can remove redundant data, and as we can need the same data, so we can reconstruct it from the data which is already present. Okay, so that was the case of lossless. But in case of lossy, what we can do, that we can remove unessential information, like we can remove noise, we can remove undetectable details, so that we can remove for reducing the size. And as I said that this one is used for text compression, your lossy compression techniques are used for audio, video, okay, or images. So here what we can do, that we can remove unessential information such as noise or undetectable details. Okay, so this we can do, and these are used for reducing or used for compressing your images, audio or video. Okay, these are more common for reducing images, videos and audios. For text compression, we use lossless techniques. Okay, so you need to remember that here data is not lost, and here the decompressed data is not same as original. Here the replica is same, here the decompressed version or decompressed data is same as original, here it is not same as original. And second thing, here the compressed version is significantly smaller than the original as compared to lossless. So lossy data compression reduces size more significantly as compared to your lossless. Okay, I hope the difference between lossless and lossy is clear. In the upcoming videos, we are going to discuss about techniques which we use for lossless data compression and the techniques used for lossy data compression. So in case of any doubt regarding this video, you can post in the comment box. Thank you so much.